Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this sound is a therapy session for figuring out adulthood.
Neil just say whatever word he wants on that intro. And he refuses to go back and edit it. Just you say whatever you want.
Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves a therapy session for figuring out adulthood.
Loving each other.
And finding our inner Brock and Michelle.
Or Jay-Z and Beyonce. Every time, Neil just says a new word.
I do.
He's like, welcome to Black Love Matters, where this week's a serving platter for getting some ass. You're like, what? Is that what we do here? Jeez.
Y'all know I got a speech impediment.
And then Neil just ease on by like he done said the word.
You got to say it with so much confidence that you got to get people to question themselves.
Say, did he say that?
Did he say that?
No, he did not.
I'll be fucking up all the little text to speech.
What your text to speech be saying?
Be saying all types of shit. Welcome to Black Love Matters. This is where the gorillas hang out. I'm like, what that? I did not say that.
Who is you?
I'm Neil.
And I'm Naomi.
And this is episode 383, y'all.
Hey.
Happy Monday. How was y'all lunch break?
Oh my goodness.
Be sure to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher, and follow us on all forms of social media at Black Love Matters. That's black with no K. Since you want me to enunciate every word.
You don't, but some of the stuff that I know you know how to say.
Ooh, when I enunciate every word, I feel like I just be getting so much spit.
Not IB. Not the IB with the enunciating. Choose your battles.
This is not the hill I'm willing to die on.
It's okay. You don't have to. What is it? African American vernacular?
Yes.
No wrong with speaking African American vernacular, aka Ebonics. I understand both.
That's good.
I'm fluent. Oh, it's my chicken.
It is.
Whew, so my lunch break went really quick, y'all. I haven't mentioned this to the podcast, but I'm thinking about starting a new just business venture side thing. Basically just expanding my cubicle warrior lens into some consulting. And I've really been going back and forth if that's something I want to do. You know, I'm a diehard cubicle warrior, aka at 5:00 I'm outie. I want my vacation time. I want my company gift. I want a holiday party and go about my business. But I've been approached to do a few things that before, I think if it was Naomi a year ago, I'd be like, thank you, but no thank you. But now I'm like, you know, what would it mean to expand my horizon? So, you know, I've been in quiet meditation and prayer and in consultation with the Lord to hopefully guide me to the next appropriate step that I need to be on. So y'all just keep me lifted. Keep me lifted in your prayers as we go from there. You know, Niram been praying for me to get another side job or break out my cubicle warriorness. How are you feeling about it, Niram?
Oh, I'm so excited.
What?
I'm so excited.
Why?
Because I know this is where you need to be.
Why you say that?
You know how you always like, I don't know what's going to be my side hustle. I don't know what's going to be my 5 to 9. I don't know like what my direction is. I just know I like nice things and I like to work. I
don't say that.
Yeah, you do. And then you do.
I like nice things. I ain't saying nothing about working.
I like nice things and I like to get paid a lot of money. So
shut up.
Now
a woman of leisure.
I would like to be a woman of leisure. Mm-hmm. And like looking at this, you end up being and you know Naomi like bossing people around too. So
I don't like bossing people around.
Yes, you do.
Near whenever I'm on the phone with my direct reports and he done to someone else and they be like, who's that? And I'm like, it's Naomi yelling at her direct reports. I do not yell at them.
You be yelling
How
at
did the
them.
conversation sound to you?
Your actions are racist.
No, it's not.
I'm like, damn.
I be trying to coach them up. I don't talk to my direct reports.
I am just trying to up level you and upskill you, and you're not being upskilled. You are doing level 2 work. I don't know why you're getting paid. I don't know why you're getting paid as a level 5 when you're doing level 2 work. I'm just trying to tell you. You need to up. That. You need to step it up there, buddy.
You need to refine your problem solving and leadership skills. What you need to do is expand your scope right now, because at your level, I don't be making up these fucking numbers. I don't be like you're a level 1 and 2. But we work on systems in my company, and when in each as you get promoted, your scope and your impact should adjust. And a lot of times people forget about that. People get very narrow vision.
You're doing level 2 work.
Scalability, I don't see nothing you're doing that's scalable. Scrappy does not scale. So come back to me when you have something that's scalable. So thinking about that, and I don't know, just been on that kind of that journey and reflecting on that, because it's always been my goal to have something like that. But y'all know me, I'm gonna be in integrity when I do whatever I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna enjoy it, and it has to be connected to helping my people. Period, point blank. If it's not doing those three things, I'm not interested in doing it. But I'll keep y'all up to date as I continue to go on this journey, because I know I got a lot of cubicle warriors that listen, and we exchange emails and tips and tricks to help each other. Next, I know some of y'all sent me emails, DMs talking about, am I gonna talk about Sharon Osbourne? No. Colonizers always looking for an scapegoat, ain't they? I think she's the epiphany of, like, the epitome, I should say, of that. Like, for folks who don't know, Sharon Osbourne, who's an old white British woman who sits on one of the American talk shows, Cheryl Underwood, who's the president of the Zetas.
Is she still president?
I don't know. In my head, she's internal. Like
she will always be the president of Zetas.
Yeah, in my head, like she's like eternal president of the Zetas. Zetas, don't email me. But like in my head, that's what she is. And they were talking about the Meghan Markle interview, and Cheryl was right. She was saying how it was intuitively racist and blah blah blah. And then Sharon Osbourne got in her white old lady England monarchy bag and basically lost her shit and was like, it is not, teach me, blah, blah, blah. Stop crying, right? Basically all the traditional white. She literally fell into the white woman trope. And Cheryl handled it like a beautiful Zeta dove, because I think I would have cussed her out. Because Sharon was out of order. And it wouldn't even been on no defending Meghan Markle shit. It would have been like, I don't know who you're yelling at or who you're talking to. Or you think you have the right to tell me to cry or not to cry, what to do with my own emotions. So you're all the way fucked up right there. So I'm going to stop you. Like, that's what I would have cussed her out about. That's fine if you're going to stand for the queen and the monarchy and oppression. And fine. But what you're not going to do is regulate how I'm going to talk on my talk show too. Right? Like, we're peers in this motherfucker.
You got me fucked up.
You got me fucked up, basically. And Cheryl Underwood was the epitome of grace and class and being a Zeta dove. That's what y'all call each other, right? Okay. And then what happened is then Sharon Osbourne gonna turn around and apologize and all this shit and talking about I ain't know and I ain't like. Colonizers gonna colonize. Colonizers are always looking for someone to educate them and teach them. But the biggest thing I got out of there that I think that Sharon really highlighted for me is that colonizers are always looking for an scapegoat.
Yes.
Like, first it was Cheryl, right? Then when she realized she was out of order, then it's the network blindsided Sharon Osbourne. To like, girl, get it together. You are on a midday talk show where y'all basically talk shit. You make your living about talking shit.
Yeah.
About everyone. How the fuck were you blindsided when you thought your producers weren't going to have you talked about the what is that? The most watched interview have to be in the last 5 years.
Yes.
So you thought that you would be exempt from having that conversation? No, you were looking for an scapegoat. Like, and we don't talk about this enough. Colonizers are always looking for someone to blame besides themselves. They're always looking to pivot it outwardly, that it doesn't belong. The harm, the hurt is never on them. That even goes back to that bootstrap theory. Like, well, I don't know why they can't. And that wasn't me. That was my ancestor who was oppressed. Like, get it together, girl. But shout out to Cheryl Underwood. I thought she handled that very, very classy. And she had all the rights to snatch her wig off. Her wig, her glasses, cuss her out. Like, honestly, I would have felt like I would have had to do a mean, nasty read where you keep the same tone of voice, but all you hear is the sensors beeping her out.
Beep, beep, beep.
Like, it would have just been like, and they wouldn't have caught the first few because my tone of voice would have been so calm.
Because Naomi slick at calling somebody a motherfucker.
I would have been like Kurt Franklin. You motherfucker. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about Kurt. The other thing, speaking of white people and the scapegoats and a fucked up system, it's been a year since Breonna Taylor's murdering, and it's been a year. Does it even feel like a year now?
No, it doesn't.
When you realized it was a year, honestly, you probably knew before, like the day of. Like, I knew it happened in March, right? But the day was a little blurry for me, so I didn't necessarily know until I watched the news. It was on social media. How did it impacted me a little more than I thought it would. Like, I know it will have an impact, and I know I needed time to like reflect and think about it, but it did hit a little hard for me. What about you?
It did too. You know, it's just a fucked up situation.
Laying in her bed sleep.
Yes.
And I think all the situations and all our brothers and sisters who've been murdered have hit hard. And I wouldn't say I'm grieving, right, but mourning, right, their loss. But it's something about her case that just always just stings me extra hard. Like she literally could be no more passive than sleep. Right, like this person, she wasn't walking down the street, she wasn't driving, they weren't telling the stop, none of that. Nothing. Right? And don't get me wrong, those are no excuses for the other cases either. But sis was literally in the bed sitting in her house minding her own black ass business. And I think that's the idea of not being able to have peace, calm, protection in your own home. That it just hurts that much harder.
Yes. And to be quote unquote model citizen, right? Yeah.
Right. Sis ain't did nothing.
Nothing.
Sis was going to school to be EMT, wanted to have what, children? I think that's about the only thing that was on her to-do list. Right. And live her life. So Rihanna's always hit a little bit harder than honestly I like to admit to. Honestly, that's why I don't talk about it as much, because it does hit a little harder for me. And then lastly, Mother Anita Baker said don't play her music.
Oh, what she say?
She said they messing around her masters and her rights. Oh. So she told us, don't stream that shit, don't buy none of her music, which that's going to be fucking hard for me. I listen to Anita Baker probably every other day. What am I supposed to listen to on Saturday mornings when I'm walking Mabel? Mama Anita, I'm going to listen.
Pull out a CD.
Huh?
Just buy a CD.
But she said I can't if it's not already bought.
Well.
I know my parents got it though. My parents got the originals. But I usually stream Anita Baker. What am I supposed?
Hey, she pulling a Dave Chappelle.
And I got to listen.
Yeah.
But how many of these playlists, this gonna mess up y'all playlists, ain't it?
Yes.
Who don't got Sweet Love on a Saturday morning? On a Saturday morning clean list or cooking list? What? None? No compositions?
None of that.
But Anita said they playing, and she said she ready to fight to the death. Make it quick, Anita. Nero.
You know, for some of y'all, this has been a year that we've been in quarantine.
Yeah.
What were y'all doing this time last year?
Slapping five. I think Chris and Carlos did a thing on this. Slapping fives. I went into work by mistake because I ain't checked my email. Drinking coffee, eating snacks all in the open air. I don't even think I wiped my desk down with a Clorox wipe. I think at that point I was at prime nastiness where I probably only wiped my desk down every other day. So I'm sure I came in straight from outside. I'm saying, what's my process in washing my hands? No, I usually don't wash my hands, but before I get my coffee, I use hand sanitizer. So I guess that at least was good. But I ain't wiped my desk down. I'm sure I had an apple on a plate that I don't cut open and left and walk away. Me and my co-worker come together. We talking about where everybody at because we done got in early. He finally done checked his email and said, Nyam, we ain't supposed to be here. I said, what? Let me get one more coffee. Again, I think I only use sanitizer. And, you know, back in the day, you know, now when I use sanitizer, I feel like it drenches my whole hands. But before I do a little cute half pump.
You know, a little pump.
Mabel. And then I do a little half pump that just wet the inside. So I'm probably only killing a little germs. Where was you at, Nero?
In the house.
You ain't go to work, did you?
No, I didn't because I was off that week.
Actually, the even scarier part for me, I was in San Francisco the day before.
I was off that week.
And you know, San Francisco, they shit in the middle of the street.
And I was saying, we need to, you know, I'm like, where are you at? Where are you at?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I caught the bus. I got the train. I caught the train to San Fran.
That was Thursday before it hit the fan.
I said, where the fuck are you?
No, that day you did not know, Niram. You didn't know anything to that morning.
I said, where the fuck are you? We need to go to the grocery store.
And we did. Actually, did we both go or you just went?
I think I went.
And how was it, Niram? Because I was like, it's going to be
It's a shit show. Because I was like, we have one roll of toilet paper.
3. And we really was one of those people who needed it.
We needed toilet paper so bad.
We found it, though.
Ooh. About to go to war.
How long, when it first happened, how long did you think it was truly going to last?
I don't know.
I thought we had like maybe a few months. Which people told me was a lot. People was like, you months? I was like, yeah, we'll probably be here to like May. Like I thought to like Memorial Day. Because I was like, it's a whole virus. So we got to run this course, or they need to figure out how to track it. So that's going to take some months. And people like, no, 2 weeks max. I was like, oh, we'll be back in June, which was stupid as hell. But at least I was like, oh, I plan on being home for a few months. I think I left my tangerines on the desk.
Is there anything in your office you need to get?
I mean, it's things I wish I would have brought.
Like what?
Hell, the whole desk. No, but like I got like notepads and like trinkets and pictures, like stuff that I left that I assumed I would be going back for in a few months. I don't know what they did with it.
They just threw y'all shit away.
I don't know if they threw it out or I imagine they maybe put just the shit in boxes, because I imagine even whenever we're back in the office, it ain't gonna be what it was. We can't sit that close together no more. So I imagine it's gonna be like 50% capacity. So look, I don't know what they're gonna do. But you were at home, and when did the point where you're like, oh shit?
Well, I know the thing was, it was a busy week because I had this project. And I remember some of my coworkers who have Costco memberships, and it's like, yep, try to go to Costco and all the hand sanitizer is out. And I was like, oh, okay, like cool. Just not really connecting the warning signs. Next time, I'm on that shit.
Next time, I'm not going to let it get next time. I'm never going to run low on hand sanitizer, toilet paper, or any of the things I need. Ever.
Now I see why people set up on Amazon to deliver like draws and toilet paper every 3 months. Just auto,
so you don't forget.
Yes.
Because that's what happened to us, y'all. Like, we went down to toilet paper because we nasty. We was just down to like the rotation of it. Like, oh, we're out. Let's go re-up. And if we had the membership, it would have just already been coming. Right. Instead of us like going out and getting it.
Yeah, because I got it now. I got Amazon send me new draws every 3 months.
You got to send new draws. We have them send us Mabel food.
Right.
Mabel treats. It's just certain stuff. If you just have it, you don't have to worry about doing it. And I agree. At first, I didn't like that, but I do
Look,
appreciate it.
When that new pack of underwear come, I was like, well, trying to throw away some old ones.
Get rid of them old ones. Can y'all hear Mabel showing up?
Mabel is showing the fuck out. Sit your ass down. Sit down.
Come on, Kurt Franklin. Okay, come on.
Don't come over here. Sit your ass down.
Okay, so we talked about the initial COVID. Then what was the high point of COVID? And then what was the point where you're like, oh shit?
I think the
like
high
when
point.
was the high point? Like, oh, okay, like things are bad, but we got our jobs. I'm happy. We're still making it. And then when was the first wall to be like, fuck? This is not normal. This is not. There's no end in sight.
I think one of the high points is when my job was like, when I was coming off my vacation, it's like, yeah, we're going to be a strictly remote company now. We're never going back. And I was like, oh, okay, well, shit. And she's like, we're going to keep an office.
Yes,
y'all can, of course, if you need to go into the office, to get away from home, yada yada yada, do that. Because we're going to keep internet and everything else there.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna I was like, oh, okay, cool. I ain't gotta go back in this bitch.
And then when did it hit down? When did it turn?
I think it turned for worse when we fucking apartment complex had fucking fire alarms every damn day. And I'm like, I want to get the fuck out this damn house.
And you can't.
And I can't go nowhere. And so yeah, I think that was like the turning point for me when fire alarm, I think trying to have meetings, and every time somebody walked past our apartment door, Mabel's fucking barking.
Yes.
Shit like that. That's like, Naomi, we gotta get the hell up out of here. And I remember even trying to convince Naomi, like, hey, let's break our lease. Yeah. Like, I know we only got 3 months here, but like, let's just break it and just go somewhere else, because this ain't it.
How did you feel about? Are you like, we did it? Or you wish we did?
I don't know yet. I think yes. I wish we would have did it sooner, but I knew why. Like, I just wish we were in a situation. Like, I think if the pandemic didn't happen, if the pandemic made it happen maybe a month sooner.
Yeah.
Because we had literally just moved into this apartment. So if it would have happened maybe a month sooner, like, I think we'd be at an old apartment and we still month to month. We would have just packed up everything and headed to Detroit. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Good. What else in your check-in?
Other than that, man, I'm just going through some stuff. I was sick last night, sick as a dog. I don't know what the hell was going on. I think it had something to do with bad service.
Don't you say no names.
I'm not gonna say no names, but me and Naomi went somewhere to get some food, and they was like, hey, Naomi was like, Niram, they coming down here, they doing a pop-up shop, let's do it. Because Naomi was like, I have this thing about going to certain places, and it's like, why do I want to go there when I know I'm not going to get good service?
This is why Niram don't like to go to Oakland.
One of the reasons I don't like to go to Oakland because I never get good service.
Niram do end up in very bad situations.
I never get good service. And the only thing I ever want is for me to order something and then I get what I order. Some of these restaurants, because it'd be so much fucking hype. You get there, you put your order in an hour ahead. You get there, your order still ain't ready. It's like, it's going to be another hour wait. And it's like, I ordered this an hour ago. I knew it was going to be an hour wait. So that's why I ordered this an hour ago.
Yeah.
And so now you're telling me it's an additional hour?
2 hours.
So 2 hour wait for this fucking food?
So it's like you're cooking it from scratch, honey.
And then you get this fucking food and it's like, okay, near it's time to pick up the food. You get the fucking food. It is not even what you fucking ordered. Half of your meal is missing. So now you got to go back up there and argue with these motherfuckers.
Yep.
And then you get it. You get home. Hey, your mouth set for everything. Everything still ain't there, but you're like, fuck it. I done went on this 2 hour journey. I done paid my money. I'm going to eat this food. And then you get fucking sick from it.
I didn't get sick.
This is why I don't go to Oakland.
The whole city, y'all.
This is why I don't go to Oakland.
It don't matter. Black business, white business. Niram does not good
because it's multiple restaurants.
The whole city of Oakland.
It's multiple restaurants
It's just not black owned business. This is all businesses in Oakland. Every business Niram walking to is bad.
It's always that situation.
That's why we can't move to Oakland.
That's why I don't go to Oakland. That's why I don't like to shop at Oakland. That's why I don't like to order food from Oakland. Because every time I go to fucking Oakland, this happens. And it's always that.
Yes.
Because it's always some type of hype ass restaurant that's got all this hype, got these long ass lines. You try to prepare for it. And the only thing I ask for is A, to give me what the fuck I ordered in the timely manner.
It ain't gonna be timely. Just tell them the truth of the time.
Just tell me the fucking truth.
If you told me it'd be 2 hours, I wouldn't have came here for 2 hours.
Right.
Or I would have planned my day accordingly.
Right. If I knew it was gonna be 2 hours, I would have woke up at 8 a.m. and put the order in.
My God.
And came and got it around noon.
Shut your mouth. But at least give me the option.
Yeah.
How I want to spend my day.
Give me the option. Because if it's that good and so much hype and I want to support the business,
like
cool.
you said, I'll put it in after
plan
breakfast
for it.
And then come at lunch.
I'll plan for it. I'll eat my breakfast, but while I'm eating my breakfast, this is what I want for lunch. I make the order and then I come drive down there in about 2-3 hours because I know y'all take forever. But now let me come down there.
And they had a pop-up shop in South Bay so much that when I wanted, I was like, I'm ordering such and such. It's like, we're running behind about an hour. I was like, I ordered this an hour and a half ago. It was like, we know your scheme.
Mm-hmm.
That Todd set up.
Yes.
Then Niram got sick. I didn't get it sick. But
I'm
Niram
still not
sick.
feeling well.
Niram
I'm a little nauseous right now.
I hear you. I received you. I'm sorry that happened to you, Niram.
Some bullshit.
Keep Niram lifted.
Yes. That'd
be the worst when you get bad service. But on the flip side, Friday we went to this amazing restaurant, this amazing Thai restaurant. And it was so good. It was probably the best Thai food I've ever eaten in my life. And it was one of the most welcoming restaurants. They have outdoor seating, and their outdoor seating is actually on a porch. So the way in which it's decorated is so nice. And y'all know me and Niram, I think that's the second time we've been out. We've eaten actually, because we know we're leaving from Michigan soon. So we're like, let's have one nice dinner before we leave to Bay again. Let's find somewhere with nice outdoor seating, good ventilation. And this restaurant got a lot of bomb reviews, and we went to it. Speaking of good service, how would you say their service were different there?
Oh my God. They had everything.
I don't even want to say what city it was in, but yeah.
They had everything. They asked you what you needed.
Yeah.
It came in a timely manner.
When you make reservations.
You made reservations. Guess what? When you came there, they was ready to seat you.
They cleaned, the area was cleaned off. You was 6 feet apart.
Mm-hmm.
All the things. Shout out to Oakland. Yeah. That's why y'all know I be trying to get Oakland don't do me as bad as Niram. Oakland be spitting Niram out. And for example, Niram order was messed up, not mine. Oakland is Oakland, but near Oakland do spit you out now. I'm sorry.
I don't fuck with Oakland. Oakland don't fuck with me.
What else is going on with you?
That's it. Like right. Just me getting riled up about it making me nauseous again. So let's just go right into some pillow talk.
Okay. So it's a couple conversations I want to have. I think it's all kind of going to roll together. So the first thing I want to touch on is this idea of parenting your parents. And I got this idea actually because my mother told me to watch the Love and Hip Hop Fame reunion. I haven't been keeping up with any of that. My mom was like, no, it's so funny. It's so funny. And also some good points in there you should talk about with the podcast. So I think it was the latest episode or the episode that came on last week where they were having a, what's it called? Not the revival service, testimony service that was led by Scrappy. Did y'all know Mama D was married to a minister?
No.
And Scrappy, I don't play no games. Daddy is a pastor.
Shut up.
Shout out. Well, anyway, Scrappy felt the spirit up in him to bring everyone around. And he did a little prayer, a little testimony service. And somebody sung who couldn't. Was that Mama D? Somebody was singing who ain't need to be singing. You know, just old school Southern.
Meanwhile, they had Ray J ass there.
They had plenty of singers there. Plenty. But they formed it. It reminded me of like when you do family reunions and you know that Sunday when everybody heading out and you kind of do a pseudo church thank you revival service. And it was cute. Although I'm teasing about Mama D singing but folks were standing up and saying like we've come a long way and I've grown as a person and like it was decent. Like it felt authentic as a Mona Scott production could be. But then it got real because you know who stood up and said I got something to say. Shout out to Nia. Was Mendices, right? And we know Mendices been in the jail for 5+ years.
Yes, he been there for a while.
And he got up, and I said, "What Mendices gonna say?" Because you know, before when we see Mendices before this, you know who had no teeth? No, that was the other one. That was Jules. Which one had the teeth? And you couldn't understand what he was talking about.
Joel Santana.
I'm sorry, I'm confusing these. But did he go to jail?
Yes, he went to jail too.
He's still in the jail.
No, he's out now.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting my stories confused. Anyway, Mendici stood up and kind of told his entire story and was like, you know, just the growth he's experienced as a man, how he's not going back to jail again. He can absolutely see how his past ended him up where he would be. But he's so appreciative to have like what he has now and his family. And like he was kind of giving grace and gratitude. But on his way there, he was saying like, you know, as a kid, it was tough having to hustle and make sure food was on my table and like to bear the weight of this stuff. And honestly, before he even get his mouth out, get his statement done, here come Mother Judy. His mama, excuse me, I'm gonna stop you right there. In the middle of this man testifying. And he was like, no, I'm gonna bring it back. Like, I'm going to.
Right.
I promise if you hang in there, I got a full circle here. But she could not handle it. To the point where she stood up and literally stopped her son's story. And basically it was on some, I did the best I could do. What you mean you couldn't eat? I was young. I made mistakes. Your grandma was there. Like just making all these excuses. And you literally could see Mendici's break is not the word. I don't think he was broken, but just how silenced. Channeling my inner Oprah. She was silenced. And I was just like, what's wrong with these parents? Like, sometimes, and also to be clear, from me as an outsider looking in, when he was telling his story and saying he had a rough childhood, I no way in form took that as if his mom didn't care about him. I know no way in any form took that as she was a trash ass woman.
No, I just took it as him having a rough childhood.
That was the card I took it that she was doing the best she could do with the resources and the tools she had. For him.
Right.
Period. Right? Like it was no heat, no shade. He was simply telling his story. And I think what she got offended on is that she thought it was beginning to tell her story. But I didn't take that at all.
No, you're telling that story.
Like I didn't take it as no judgment to Mother Judy. Because we don't know what she lived through. We don't know what her childhood was. And we didn't know what she had to do to just make them ends meet. So even though he had to support to help put the cornbread on the table, we don't know what she had to do to put the beans and the rice on the table.
Right.
And I'm assuming she made the sacrifice. So it was something that was triggering to me, right? Like the scene made me cringe, where it's just like parents, especially Black parents, brown parents. If your kid is talking about their past and how they were hurt or how they navigated through it, that's not a personal attack on you as a parent.
No.
Or as a human. Just let them live. All she had to do was in that situation was really sit there and listen. The least she could have did was sit there and listen. The most she could have did was went up there and hugged them and say, "I love you." Mm-hmm. That was all that was needed. But the defensiveness, and then you look at him as a man to be like, he finally opening up, being vulnerable, and he's received with that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
I think they just shut down years of
work
to get this man to talk and share his story.
As Iyanla say, give voice to it.
Give voice to it. And then his mama just come shut it down. And you would think the person that's supposed to love him the most, and she's too busy worried about her own
perceptions. That's what she's worried about.
To even like listen to this man's story.
And I say perceptions to say it might not even be the reality.
Right.
Like the perceptions of others. But low key, high key, I didn't even get the sense in that room that folks were judging like that, because I would argue half the people in that room had a similar
story.
So I don't even, I know Love and Hip Hop, I just did not think that was the moment in which she was feeling heat. I think a couple people gave some eyes or whatever, but I think the majority of the people completely understood where Mendices was coming from, but did not look at Miss Judy as if she was some type of ratchet woman.
No.
At all. I didn't take that like that at all.
I didn't either. And I think that's I don't know. I really think that it was cringeworthy. Like, it was cringing just to see that happen.
She reverted to the 15, 16-year-old girl, however old she was when she had him. Mm-hmm. That is where she went back. And she damn near her 50s, 60s. And she reverted back to a 15, 16-year-old girl. You could see it.
Right.
Like, she went right back to where she was at that moment. And I'm like, girl, you don't have to. First of all, you're grown. You don't have to prove shit to nobody. How you raise your children is between you and your children and your Lord. But what do you think is the kid's responsibility when it comes to that, Nero? Like, even him was like, that she ain't gonna change. Like, he was almost responsible for like apologizing, doing the work. And I'm like, what the? That's a lot. That's a lot of parenting a parent. And what's your views on parenting?
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Because, of course, all of us go through that situation where the kids become the parent, right?
But that's different than parenting, though,
Yes. But I think that when that happens, most of us kids think that that is a part of it, though. Most of us think that it is part of our job and our duty to parent our parents, even though that's not necessarily the case. I think it was cringeworthy. I think that it was a fucked up situation. And like, I felt, sorry. I won't say sorry, but I felt bad for him. For him to like go through all the things that you've been through and to put voice to it and to seem like, he was on the path of growth. And like this happens and it was just taken away from him. And it really just sucked all the air out the room. Yeah.
Because no one was pushing back in that way. Like, it was literally a service where he was not even trying to get to it himself to say, but if it wasn't for that situation, we wouldn't be here. And look at us now as a family.
Right.
And I have my children and you're here and we're all here and we okay.
Right.
And my kids, your grandkids won't have to go through the things that we went through because of the sacrifice that Mendices, his mother, and the people before him has made. That was like kind of his ending point.
Right.
But it landed so flat that she was so caught up in her feelings and or the lack of accountability or the lack of ownership. Is that what's triggering me?
Yes. I think just the fact of like not let him speak, like let the man speak.
But do you think black parents do that a lot?
No.
Do you think black parents don't often validate?
I think black parents, when it comes to this, there's a lot of, especially in that generation, there's a lot of politics. I think there's a lot of politics that goes along with it. And it's like, don't bring up my shit.
Yeah.
What stays in this house, like what happened in this house stays in this house. And don't you dare put this out there because I did the best I could as a parent, not necessarily validating his experiences that he went through.
Yeah.
Because the only thing they say is from their point of view.
Yes.
I did the best I could with what you is. And it's such as like centering themselves in it versus letting them cook so you can validate his experience.
Yes. It is something about a parent that centers themselves in their child's life.
Yeah.
When the child should be centered.
Yes.
That brings to another look. We got some more black family conversation. Y'all seen what happened with Kurt and his son?
Ooh.
Jeez. Well, for the folks who don't know, who've been under the rock this class on Sunday, Kirk Franklin's son released a recording of him basically blessing him out, and then Kirk followed with an apology. We gonna talk about this now?
Yeah,
I think I'm problematic in my views on this.
All right,
so I'm willing to give feedback. So first we're going to start with the recording of Kirk Franklin cussing out his son that his son leaked. Meanwhile, can we say his son is in his mid-30s? 33, I'm saying. His godly years.
A piece of paper. Okay, if you think I'm reading this paper, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts getting some shit that's disrespectful, you need to get your skinny motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. Because I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old. What's up? I will punch your neck, nigga. Don't you ever disrespect me. I did it. He just hung up the phone. I'll break your neck. Is that a threat?
Yeah, it was a threat.
It was a whole ass threat.
It was a threat.
Now go to the apology one.
Okay.
Now Kurt apologized.
Many of you know I have an older son named Carrion Franklin.
Come on, boys.
In May, he'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family.
Okay.
We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. And I said words that are not appropriate. And I'm sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He never played that part of the recording.
No, he ain't.
I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm trying to get it right. Please keep me and my family in your prayers.
Amen.
Hey everyone, it's
Oh,
Patricia.
fucking ads.
Commercial.
These damn ads. They just happen so damn quick on YouTube.
Damn, no, he's supposed to be on there.
Shit.
Oh, well, okay. Thoughts, Nero?
Sometimes you got to cut your kid out. Sometimes you got to cut. Y'all know y'all kids. And some of y'all kids, you can only talk to them a certain way where they can listen. And sometimes you got to cuss their ass out and threaten fucking violence on their ass to get going. Now, are you really going to hurt their ass? Is he really going to break his neck? No. But nigga, you over here talking crazy. And now I got to talk back crazy to you because what they always say, I done brought you in this world, I can take you out
of it.
Yeah.
Nero, you okay?
No, I'm not feeling well.
Okay. They done got Nero riled up. I agree with this one. Like, I get where people were saying that, like, you don't talk to your kids like that. Like, you know, calling people bitches and like, let's get away from that as a community. But I do think we're all human and we have slip ups. And I think this would land slightly different if we were talking about a 10, 15-year-old, 16, 17-year-old. But this is a 30-year-old grown ass man who's playing with people. So something about the age is playing with me. And also something about that this historically have just been going on for a while. That is more than this. So I knew that this snippet is just more of a peek, a sliver of something broader that is happening. But I do think I might tend to this toxic side that sometimes you got to cuss your kids out. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes you got to let them know where you stand, right, where you not going to stand. Honestly, I was going to be like, Kirk, you know better. And he still do know better. And he apologized. And the man accepted his apologies. They're going to therapy. They're working through it. But the son had me fucked up just like Sharon Osbourne had Cheryl Underwood fucked up when he said, I dare you. Mm-hmm. Like, to me, I was just like, oh, he gaslighting. Like, he trying to get a reaction out of folks. Right. Like, he's trying, like, was that to me. Like, I was like, oh, it's something here popping off.
Yeah.
No.
It is.
Yeah. Shan, let Shan answer this. Shan, are we supposed to cuss the kids out? Or do we just let it roll? I mean, the appropriate way was been for him to just be like, all right, I'll talk to you later, son. That's what it should have happened. But also, cussing is something that's fluid in my household.
Right.
So also, I don't take as offense to it. So I do think it lands differently when you're in a household when cussing and swearing is not a norm, and that hits slightly different too. So even when he was cussing out, I thought Kurt Franklin made up some new cuss words. I was like, oh, he done made up. I was like, oh, this motherfucker. I said, oh well, that's a Friday night. Like it's so I think all those things come into play. But I do appreciate Kurt Franklin coming out, owning it. Taking responsibility, apologizing, and keeping it moving. Like, honestly, I don't have much to say because I know my mom and dad done gave me some choice words before.
Yeah.
And I imagine if I had some children, they'll have some choice words too. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap it on up quick. You know, Nerum ain't feeling the best, but we just didn't want to not give you anything this Monday. When we connect Friday, it's going to be even better. So, as always, to submit your Black Love stories, go to blacklovematters.com. To submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us the email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. That's black with no K. And to leave a comment about anything that we talked about, you can do that on our website, SoundCloud, Stitcher, any form of social media at Black Love Matters. Again, that's Black Love Matters with no K. Don't forget that voicemail at 508-784-1111. 508-784-1111. Talk to y'all later. Remember, love is ever evolving. Peace.